Good morning, everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green yesterday. Going over the dark pool flow, nothing that, after hours dark pool flow, nothing really stands out. Microsoft's had about 400 millions, nothing really unusual there. I did see an order for BABA for 129 million and JD for 232.9 million. So maybe, they may be trying to come after the Chinese stocks today. BABA has a bigger than usual gap up, bigger than some of the other ones. So let's get right to the charts. This is AMC. You can see we're struggling back below, possibly putting in a bear flag here is what it looks like, back below the moving averages. I do believe we've gapped up back over that level this morning. Crude still down, getting into the bottom of the Bollinger Bands here, heading to the support level. You can see a doji candle there. We could be getting ready to for a change. See what today brings. The put to call ratio, this is actually the neutral zone, back to 94, so that's good. Still in the neutral zone here with the NASDAQ McLaren at 115. Approaching that were sold quickly though. New York, this is the McLaren for the New York Stock Exchange, 44 neutral. US dollar still pulling back, it's under the 9 now. VIX still pulling back under the 9. Watch the 20 and 50 for support. The 20, a bounce off that 20 would be a bounce off the meme with the Bollinger Bands. Apple, a nice day yesterday. Cleared the 9 nicely and pushed up. Volume was a little, it was average, nothing special. AbbVie, huge turnaround here. They're definitely coming for the biotech sectors. Want to watch yesterday's high. You can see we did take out the previous day, but that area is a pretty big area there that we need to take out to push higher. And you can see we're right at resistance, and that's what we're struggling with right here at resistance, plus that 50 right there. So we need to get above this area, take that 50 out, and maybe we can push. AMD, putting in a little flag here, just not trading well, honestly. The 9's resistance, we need to get above the 9 there. Just not trading well. Affirm, nice candle yesterday. We are back above the 9. The 20 is now resistance on that one. The MACD is trying to cross bullish. Not a lot of momentum showing in here on this move up here. But if you look at this as a little rounded bottom, we're putting in a little rounded bottom here as well. This original downtrend, the 50 is already telling you that there's a level there. If we take the 20 out, watch the downtrend for resistance. You can see Affirm here, nice move. We've had decent moves out of this all week. That gap is filled. Gapped up this morning. This is not as big of a gap as some of the others, but once again, here's a gap. Maybe we can fill these in pre-market and then, possibly push up. There's AMC, a nice gap this morning over the 50. You can see the moving average is turning up to follow the price up there. That's a good sign. Moving averages are crossing. AMD, you can really see how flat it's been trading. Definitely nothing special there. Amazon, nice strong move, got clearly above the 50 yesterday. We were above the 9. I'm sorry, we were above the 9, but we pulled up, pushed up very nicely above the 9. The 20 on the daily is now resistance. And you can see Apple here with a nice gap up. You can watch this area right here, the 138.12, 138.27, coming into that area and struggling there. Boeing has been chopping around here, getting close to this level. It's kind of flagging back into the moving averages right now. You can see that 20 trying to push up the 9, and hopefully the 9 will turn up as well and try to push us up here. The 50 would be a resistance if we do push. This area right here is a trouble spot. You can see where we struggled in that area. So we really need to get above that area. 140.49 was a big number there. I'm not sure what fib level we're at right now. BNY, we added this yesterday just to watch the big pharma names because we were moving on volume here. Nice move up. Watch this resistance level heading back to possibly all-time highs, but at least 52-week highs there. CVX, this thing is just dropping like a rock here. Can't even stay inside of the Bollinger Bands, surprisingly. CVX 15-minute chart, you can see the big pull down yesterday, big pullback. Lilly, nice move yesterday as well. It's been pushing up nicely this week. You can see the MACD is just now starting to cross. Moving on volume, showing relative strength. Momentum, moving on volume, nice chart. You can see resistance right here coming up into it. Previous levels. ExxonMobil pulled back again yesterday. Energy names are just taking a beating here. GME, the last 3 days have been really tight, getting tighter. You can see this is a big area here. If we take this area out right here, looks like the 143-ish level. You can see we've been to it, been rejected, struggling at that level. If we can take that out and clear it, we can possibly make a nice move here. When you see price action that big, or price action that tight, when your candles are getting that tight, you have some kind of move coming. We have no idea whether it's up or down. That's why we watch them, we trade them. Exactly why we trade like we do. MACD is trying to cross here on the Qs above the 9 here finally. It's kind of lagging a little bit. You can see we were struggling with this area the last 2 days, and we have gapped up above it right into another previous resistance level. So we've gapped right up into this gap down here, so we're trying to fill this gap. I like to see these pull back just a little bit to fill these gaps. Seeing that same issue with several different assets. So we've been getting a little push on the 20-year. This is the TLT. This is the 20-year. Right now, we're right into the 20, right into a trend line. The 20 is telling you there's an area of interest there. So we need to get above this 20 to push. The 50 would be the next area to watch if we do push above the 20. The IWM, you can see a sort of a little rounded bottom down here, nothing special. But as of right now, we are above the 9, so that's big. Watching this MACD. MACD looks like it wants to cross. Would be nice to get it to cross, come back up above that 0 line. We've been expecting a little rally to come in here to give us a break. The problem is we've been trading sideways as the oscillators have been cooling off. So I'm wondering how big of a push we could even possibly get here. This is the IWM. Once again, you can see it's gapped up. So it's telling us that we are gapped up well above over that 9 now, gapped into this next gap. We need to try to get some of these. We got gaps everywhere. There's another one right here we need to get marked as well. We need to try to get some of these gaps closed up. Gaps everywhere, especially on the indices. MRO, a lot of bearish volume on this when you look at the daily chart. Have a gap up here. If we do decide to push right now, the 50 on the 15 is resistance. The MACD is trying to show some momentum here in pre-market. If we can take that out, it may try to push a little bit today. Meta, still struggling with this wedge area here. We have gotten below it, struggling to get back above it. This 9's coming down. Definitely not as strong as a lot of the other stocks. was hosted on the Kiss of Death show, Kramer, with Zuckerberg. And, I just don't think the market's buying metaverse right now with, the name change. I just don't think the market's liking it. Plus, they've guided down at least 3 quarters in a row. You know, that's not a good sign in a market like this. Being in a tough market, people want to see you making money, and that is one thing. I mean, they have been making money, but it can get a little complicated. They've been losing money as well, so losing advertisement, just a lot going on, struggling. TikTok's took a lot from them, but there's simply some bad management issues going on. CEOs quitting or CFOs quitting, stepping down. So this is Meta. You can see basically how flat it's been trading. Nothing special here. Not seeing really any relative strength or anything like that. Now, Microsoft looks a little different. 2 days above the 9 here. 20 is the next stop. We added the 15-minute chart for Microsoft. I just now added the 15-minute. I actually this wasn't meant to go on the list permanently, but I think we are going to keep it on the list permanently. It's a heavyweight champion of the stock market. Why not? So we have gapped up. So we gapped up into a gap once again. So now we have another gap down here to deal with. I would love to come down and fill these and then push up just to fill some of these gaps. But as of right now, we're looking good. Maybe we can fill this gap here today and get that one out of the way. All right, this is MRO. I wanted to point out, look at the amount of bearish volume that's been coming into this. We're back down to a support level here outside of the Bollinger Bands. Your 9 is crossed over, crossed your 20, crossed your 50. Your 20 is starting to roll over. If we can't, make a big move up soon, this is going to be crossing the 50 as well. If we do lose this level here, watch your 200 for support. Oxy, Buffett's been buying. That was the nice spike it opened yesterday. We still ended up pulling back. Energy is just not the place to be right now. It's the place to be short. Oxy, you can see, is stronger than a lot of the other ones. Back inside the Bollinger Bands, putting a base in here. Trying to, yesterday it looked like it tried to test a 9, pull back. But watch this area for support. You never know. We could get a bounce there. It is one of the better looking charts. PLTR, big candle yesterday, last 2 days, really nice push up. Never really, we did get, all right, so this was a rising wedge. We were expecting a pullback off from it. We did get a small pullback, but we never really got, if we did a measured move, we never got the whole move like we were expecting. And this has just turned, pushing up. So we are above the 9 and the 20. You can see how they're swooping here. The 9 is trying to swoop back up. But the 50 right now is resistance on the daily chart. So that's the area to watch. You can see we've gapped up here this morning as well, showing some strength. You can see where we struggled with this area, come down, took it out, got rejected, and took it out yesterday. Now it has gapped up. SOFI, nice push here. Looking like if I extended this, we're coming up very close into this gap here. We need to be aware that we do have this gap coming that can act as resistance until we get into it. SOFI is still struggling down here, struggling with the 9. You can see the 9 applying pressure on it. The SPY trying to push up here. We are back above the 9 here on the daily, into a resistance level, as you can see, this gap area. Even though the gap is not, the gap actually would start here on this wick up, but you can see that this is an area of resistance. We are above the 9 now, so let's see if we can push today. As of now, we're gapping up. You can see we didn't make a huge move yesterday. It was a nice recovery at the end of the day, but it wasn't a big trending day at all. Tesla, we are holding above this little wedge here, or this downtrend here. So we're getting above the moving average as well. Looks like we're laying right back on the 20 at the end of the day yesterday. Tesla as well has gapped up this morning. It's worth watching today. A lot of bearish news is coming out. We'll still be watching it. Still waiting for a big possible pullback with all this news that's coming in. You can see here, Upstart tested this downtrend. Looks like it has finally taken this downtrend out, holding the 9. Well, 9's trying to swoop up. 20 is the next stop if it decides to push. Watch your 20 on your daily. See, Upstart has gapped up as well. Wells Fargo, not sure about the stress test last night or how any of that was or affected the market. We will definitely try to look into that this morning. MACD possibly looks like it possibly maybe getting ready to pinch here for another move down. We'll have to see where price takes us. Wells Fargo 15 gapped up into the 200, seeing rejection. Definitely not showing the relative strength there that a lot of these others that we're seeing in a lot of the others. Here's Exxon. This is Exxon's daily chart. A big pullback yesterday right into the Bollinger Band. Zim's been trading kind of flat down there, not making any big moves. But we have broken down below these candle bodies here. So Zim may be preparing for the next move down. It's pulled back, put in a nice base here. 9's catching up. Looking kind of bearish there. Looks like it wants more downside. And we're back to AMC. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you in the trading room.